bill. I do rise to support Senate File number 40 and thank the author and Senator Dietzick and Senator McEwen and Senator Farnsworth for also signing on. This was looked at as a range delegation priority because, as many of you in this chamber that have returned have seen before, when something happens on the range delegation sticks together, and you see that in this bill here. So you've heard a lot of conversation today, a little bit about how we got here, but maybe not the whole story. So part of the story as well is you've got a couple billionaires fighting with each other. You've got the mining company and you've got the trust that owns the mineral leases, and I think that played into the decision as to why this mine was chosen to close. I think part of that is unfortunate. It is also mentioned that these employees got caught in the crosshairs of what's happening, and that's absolutely unfortunate, and we are doing the right thing today to help these miners out, as we've done before. So I appreciate this legislation. To Senator Westrum's point earlier, he'd asked some questions and asked about talking about the range, and I think Senator Farnsworth would be the perfect one to answer some of those questions and talk about the range as you so eloquently asked, because Senator Farnsworth has all of the operating mines, the ones currently running in his district. A couple other things to note. As we looked at COVID and we exhausted our unemployment insurance account, the miners were considered essential workers, and they worked throughout the entire time. They did not receive unemployment benefits. Some of them may have, but it was a very small amount. Most of these people continue to work to help keep this country going and this state going. As Senator Pratt mentioned before, it was mentioned that the steel industry in Minnesota helped win World War II, but they also helped win World War I. And as I mentioned before, Rockefeller once said, if it wasn't for Minnesota's iron ore industry, Germany would have ruled the world. And I think that's true, and it speaks to the importance of our mining and our history of mining in this state that spans more than 140 years. We've seen before how these mine workers have stood up arm to arms with other people in the trades to stand up for jobs in northeastern Minnesota. And I applaud them for doing that. I was disappointed that we didn't see the company stand up side by side with those workers, as they need help right now. So I'm happy to see our colleagues standing up for those workers today. Members, I got a lot more I'd like to say about it. I think there is other things we can do to help these people. As we get beyond 26 weeks, if they don't open, we need to look at how we can get folks like Polymet beyond their 14 years worth of permitting. Polymet is a place these people can go and get another job that is equal to what they are working at now. I've heard the unfortunate comment from a few folks that these folks should just go work in the tourism industry. Well, that's not the right answer for these folks either. As it's also been mentioned, these folks are very proud. They love their jobs. They're second, third, or fourth generation working in these mining facilities. And mining is such an important asset to this state, to this country, and Minnesota needs to be part of the green energy economy and the next resurgence of a great American economy with copper and nickel. I'm going to end there, but I'm going to say, folks, I would encourage everyone to vote green on this. We've done many things through the Mining and Forestry Committee and our Environment Committee in the past to help the mines, to help the industries, but this is our opportunity to finally help the workers, and they deserve this. Members, I encourage a green vote.
Senator